question about the origins of the kilt pin and the famous story about Queen Victoria. In answer to that question, who's going to ask that? That was Robert Monroe. Hope you're watching, Robert. I am not going to dissuade you about any of the Victoria stories about the kilt pin. The origins of how it came about are a little murky, like with a lot of this stuff. There are 3 versions of the story. One is that Queen Victoria was wearing a tartan skirt herself while at Balmoral Castle, and the wind picked up and the skirt was whipping around and she didn't like it, so she took a brooch off of some other part of her outfit and stuck it on her skirt to keep it from blowing around. Second version is that she was reviewing troops at Balmoral Castle and saw that one of the gentlemen's kilts was flopping around in the wind, and she didn't like how it looked, so she took a brooch off of her own garments and put it on the kilt to keep his kilt from flopping around and exposing his thigh, which is horribly gauche in the 19th century. The third version is that she actually took a blanket pin from her groom, who was attending her that day, and used that to affix his kilt shut. We know that sometime around that time, both decorative and wind-weight functional kilt pins came about, and they definitely became a military tradition. They were not necessarily pinned through both aprons. Some people still suspect that maybe they were at first, but if you talk to most people, even in the military from the time period, they would not want to put a pin through both aprons of the kilt because it would actually damage the fabric. So they did not do that. It was a wind weight. You will often see what people sometimes call the diaper pin, kilt pins that military guys are wearing. That is, in fact, what's called a blanket pin. Some of them were very lightweight. More commonly, they were a little bit heavier. If you look at pictures of troops from World War I, especially troops who are not wearing the combat khaki apron over their kilt, basically rear echelon guys or guys who are on rotation back behind the lines, you might see this diaper pin-like thing on their kilt. It's a blanket pin, and they tended to use it, again, as a little bit of a wind weight, and there is a multifunction tool. You could use it to keep a piece of oilcloth around yourself as a cloak. You could use it to literally tie your blanket shut, or you could use it to keep your kilt from flopping around. And bear in mind that some of those were actually several inches long and actually pretty heavy. I've only ever seen reenactors with them now. In fact, Mac was showing me pictures of some of them and the one like he has, and it's actually really, really thick. It looks like a diaper pin for a giant. It's meant to hold like polyester, not polyester, but plastic oil, rubber coated floor, ground blanket shut, so you could wear it like a rain cape. So as far as the Queen Victoria thing is concerned, we're not really sure which version of the story is correct or if any of them are correct, but she gets the credit. She's the queen, so thanks.
Now I want to see a graphic of Andre the Giant in a diaper.
I don't want to see that.
No,
I do not want to see that. Thank you very much. But
make it so.